to Montreal. It's down here with it. Chase Hines. It's match day in the LaLiga eSports. And we give for Barcelona against Elche. After last week's defeat in El Paso, the French are the champions. And it's an exciting start today, mate. It's points. And it is Real Madrid. And they're up against the surprise package of the season in Elche. The visitors are ninth on their return to the Spanish top flight, and they've caught the eye with their attractive style of football. History done very much against Elche this evening. They have never won away to Barcelona. I felt it from an EDs. Terry Gibson, he's alongside me for tonight's game. Terry, this really chippy inning, the intriguing patch tonight. Elche, they don't alter the way they play in any match. They'll plant it in the gate to Barca today. When it surely does change their style of play, we might see it change. The tight score just tonight from videos right now. They know we played three at the back. It doesn't know the back four tonight. They're waiting to see confirmation that I do. Always played the two up front. But they're a handful, Rafa Andre Silva. But the start of play won't change for Elche. They try and play out the back, and they try and play full of the goalkeeper into midfield to hit the quality service into the front players. And they stopped in a bit of later. They were 7 unbeaten at the start of the season. They've only picked up 1 point in the last 3 games, but it's a sensational result. It's a return back to LaLiga. Barcelona, of course, losing last week to Real Madrid in El Clásico. And they saw Real Madrid win yesterday. They saw Atletico Madrid win yesterday. They saw Villarreal win yesterday and go above them. So there will be extra pressure on them this evening too. They got 3-1. Oh, it's critical that they get the win. They're blessed, but I think there are 1 and 2 players back-to-bladable fans. You've slayed them. It's the big issue last week, and they struggled them and missing too many players, in my opinion, to really compete with Real Madrid, and seeing that quite fortunate. In the end, it moves 2-1. So we'll see if they're new players that are back from injury can improve them at some stage in the game this evening. They are making their way out onto the pitch at the Estadio Juice from Pags. Essentially, for the final time, Barcelona hoping very much that this is the last game they'll be playing in the stadium before they'll be back to the CampNou after the international break. Had some sort of storm and soon have returned to the camp now, so we'll hold our breath, but in theory. Let's take it through the 2 starting 11s. Barcelona, team changes from the Clásico of the team. We all know that Araujo and Marc Pasado in for Pau Cubarsí. And the injured Pedri is the first game Pedri has missed in La Liga since the 26th of January. There are still 6 players out injured, but Robert Lewandowski, Dani Olmo back and sitting out to be on the bench this evening. And that's important to get those players back into the match day spot. It's explanation costume the Pedri machine that took about him on the point absence. He's given me half of them to repair the damage if he's had absence, but of course Lewandowski and Dani Olmo back on. That's three should be truth long in it to but I'll see him make it a return pretty soon as well. So didn't run the up top, but this is the Elche starting 11, just 1 change from a team that lost 1-0. Espanyol must regain it in the back line with Adrià Pedrosa coming in from now. It's a bit lighting up as a back four. We'll see where Herman Vanera plays because he's off on their left wing back, like they're designing others in that point. Isn't it? Getting out, tightening them via two up front. I think it made me so upset with the level. Done that some and forward, so you don't think it's a slight surprise, and they've changed. And the 3-man central defense to the it's 6 pound later. Then we kind of have that moment silence before kickoff. Remembering still normally number of people didn't first to both thoughts we must away getting off the last few days and by it for it did shut up Dries that my mere equally fall and Diego Tell your opponent choose the Jaguars. He's looking to go toe-to-toe with Barcelona today. Both teams have won the poll, that's for sure. Elche and virtually third highest possession in La Liga behind Barcelona and Real Madrid. We are underway then. Tap it all, Catalonia. Barcelona kicking from right to left to in this first half. We to beat. Was he to get the ball forward? Elche. Sliding forward here. Yeah, you will see that fight often. They will go back and they will reset with the goalkeeper, Elche. Smooth to set out here. A system crunch. Turkiji sets here. And that's their style as they get forward down the right-hand side. Mandarera. On the right here. And first down the wings. Winning an early corner. You see there the travelling Elche supporters urging their players in this opening minute or so. Here is Valera. Let's across him finally. It's up looking for Lamine Yamal from Espanyol defender Adrià Pedrosa, alert to the danger. And Silva, soon serves down. Sevan soon something challenge at this stage here for Lamine Yamal. He's onside if he can keep it in, would she turn? Marcus Rashford in the middle, Frankie de Jong joining. It's Lamine Yamal. Still Lamine Yamal. Frankie de Jong with the shots. Smith likely might have intersected. 9 for a corner, but it's been sent to goal too. With chief surprise to see Frankie de Jong. Basically, even the games have been tight. He has pushed forward into a more attacking position. He didn't receive. Using the side position. Too enthusiastic, but good sign to Barcelona. He's very good sign to Barcelona. The Yamal unstoppable at heading, twisted in turn. And through breach, he's a Pondy. Frankie de Jong has scored in La Liga since the 26th of January, which was incidentally the last game that Pedri missed. 7-1 victory against Valencia. See how they're trying to play their way out from the back, and distant height. Paleta is playing right hand side, as you see it is Sarabia spotting there. Feels a nice two-step, you know. Firstly done by Frenkie de Jong. Obviously quite a lot of pressure and expectation on him to take over from Pedri, given his absence. They're not the same kind of player, but because he's as toasted Pedri as you can get on this part of the team. Yeah, I think you saw tonight he was really have standing there on side Pedri. It's a partnership that's really developed. He's giving me a miss, of course. Mark Tessado, who was utmost to try and replace Pedri. Again, different type of player. With Frenkie de Jong is might think he's playing the best job, but he's ever played at Barcelona, and now become the leader of that thing. The leaders is that Neval already. So then that happen of is to steal. And they're switching it, finding plenty of space over on his left-hand side. It's Rafa Mir. He's got Andre Silva. It's the Paul Mir. Decides to cut inside. Then he get the shot away. It's surely going to be offside. He touches the ball, which he does. Well, eventually the flag does go on. Wonderful opportunity. I think Rafa Mir to visual decisive, but he picks up the ball. So that he's choose the direction of the pass, there's the clear offside, and we said, did a reaction eventually given by the assistant referee. There's a mirage of real powerful finish on him and shot on him, and he could have been more decisive there, and the opportunity was there to be post to get out of his feet, take on the attempted goal, or react quicker to try and find the teammate and possibly it's up position. He's already got 3 league goals this season. Rafa Mir, which is as many as he's got in 2 previous seasons combined. And his key man, and he seals open, has moved out to try and kickstart their careers. As positive contributions to the team. Have we figured out? No, power, and I'll show you a flag. No, because entry Pedro, who's in left back. Yep, it's fun on the right side of the defence. I'm not sure he's playing right back or was one of these 3 seats defence. Actually enjoying a lot of possession in these opening 6 minutes. It is at also. From there, boiling, dispossessed. Then they stay back. That'll be at the farce of most things in the Elche midfield. Sebas. So in fact, this stay down momentarily. This looked like maybe Sarabia has surprised us, and I don't know he's lined up. He's simply surprising us. Position of Adlia Pedrosa and Herman Madera. Won't give it away. Where is Rafa Mir handling it up? So just here. Exeter said Abia on the top side saying tranquilos, calm. It's the two to hold on to the ball and work the spaces that side lifting offside ball that on the far side. He's double the crunch then clearly used to switch the point of attack pretty quickly. That's a really touch, man. Hard to believe if that went on and resulted in a goal. these fishes little bit loud the plates continue. And finally, that surveyed look, he's had it very close. Should he thought punched it in the 2 or 3 we've seen already, but these systems are 3 ding bases played. Dominative session on that, Elche. Certainly are. And by giving the ball away, don't see about there. Oh, they're cutting inside to put his on Lamine Yamal and Lamine. Elche ready to play. Lamine Yamal with the finish. Set up by Alejandro Balde, taking advantage of a mistake from David Athenhammer. And Barcelona had been under pressure in his opening 8 minutes. But Lamine Yamal, when he started John receives it, was given it an only need. Freed up to Red Hull folding in the first sub. He got the ball and took on the defender in tied up in Dodge. Pass was clear to save for Alejandro Balde. We could see, you're wondering there, but that is Gruber gives late possession. Balde's on the march. You can see the Lamine Yamal completely alone on the far post. Balde has the vision, has the intelligence to know when to release the pass. And Lamine Yamal does the rest. Touch to control, moves ball at his feet. So much work to do on his finish because you would know he's going to get on his left foot. Once he's got that sight of the side knitting, you just know the outcome is even as he's wrapping his foot around the board. It ended up to 1-0 lead for Barcelona. 10 minutes in, against the winner play. Against the winner play. Shape. I've been dominating possession. Just one action concentration. They find themselves training. I've been playing 2 headlines and now Lamine Yamal in the last week or so. And they build up to the Classico, post-Classico. So that matters off the pitch. And let him pose on the pitch as well. Sure, all he wanted to do was get back out and play. And as you see, he does look pretty hungry today. And also, he's moving completely freely. And Francis did say that he had a little bit of discomfort still in the groin area, but he's improving. Teban can't control since the young. A new possession back. He's Fesado. Watch the batch with the high defenses of this match. Simply fasting forward. I'm setting up what is going to be a second goal for Barcelona. It's another mistake from Elche. Pedraza with a slab for Min, basting forward. Sedran wasn't about to miss from there. Look poison. Elche Alex at the start again here. And 12 minutes to 2 down. Hard jumps there about the back of the high defensive line. Elche doing exactly the same as Barcelona. It's a big difference. Barcelona players better than the Barcelona and second players than the Elche second players. Oh, it's the slits and pejoration. I think there's slip. This controls the ball leaves the slip. That allows Tommy Lopez to break through, referring to an east side forward position. But again, we just see the pass. They need to wrap his one round. They beat, but spinning in behind the defensive line. Ferran Torres knows exactly that. It's grateful to the assistance. I mean, Lopez used to tech into Ferran Torres. Side finish ago. Didn't see these score lines, I mean. Maybe a bit later in the game, not within the space of 3 or 4 minutes. Ferran Torres on his own. That's a tribute to the victims of the Valencia floods a year ago. Celebration. It's the 5th goal of the season. It's already scored half as many as he had in the whole of the previous campaign, but he does seem to have a once no /Troll's long in this team. Obviously, Robert Lewandowski has been out, but even when Lewandowski was seen available, Sevan start. And it's a case, he has a face, doesn't he? It's a debate, there's a genuine debate now. Who starts up front for Barcelona when they're all said that Lewandowski's fair play. It's already different players, of course. Lewandowski's a focal point in the attack and holds the ball up well, and it's still a predator on the penalty options. Thrown choice, but maybe gives you a little bit more in terms of holds you down, chasing at speed. It's a tough task for N6 League to choose between the two. But I think it'd be great to have the opportunity to choose between the two, because there's been one or the other so far this season. See, I found the way back to Chesney. See, I just seems to have cemented this place is first choice centre back. There are some suggestions that he might be deployed at right back at some point again, because shoot from there's firm has been overly impressive even in this game. Sunday, not the sharpest. Haneda falls back. Alpha spectating there and did well. Sedmin comes away with the ball. They one possession back, but foul given. Huddersfield and Elche are going to change their approach because they've conceded 2 early goals. They won't. There's been a lot of plaudits for the way that they been approaching matches. As you said, they went unbeaten in their first 7 league games, made their best ever start to a league season. Sometimes you do have to be pragmatic, and they are making individual errors here, and they are close to being punished again. Maurice Balde on the outside, still Balde. So again, it's a Almosaurus error really from Elche. Almost punished. It's just looking Barcelona team this evening. That were goal the come to first down and try and play your style and try and do it. I thought that has to be concessions, right? Love Stigob's a massive difference between the quality of the players and both teams. Ashford to take. Tailed by Marcus Rashford, but straight into the arms of Iñaki Peña, of course, loaner from Barcelona and allowed to play against Barcelona. He steps out of his penalty area there. It's turned into a terrific ball. It's right from here. And the two sort of line of the Aleix Febas unable to find him. I just wonder if a goal had come from that, if VAR might have had a look, because it seemed to be out of his penalty. One of my irritations out. And so decided and self-service. Yes, so the goalkeeper, and it was Genia, the Diplomacy's hands passed out the paint unit. That was some. Just having to even out there. People begin at that. 1-2. Again, obviously from there, taking the ball away, directly back to Elche. There is Bafamir. Ball driven in. Some more done very Silva. So Ballas always 2 early goals. So I'm countering Ter Stegen and John Garcia watching on. John Garcia in theory to be back in the next couple of weeks. Match out means to have to play who's sensible to him to return. How much have they missed him? to a degree. I mean, changes the way they played, and he does get us to stick with the ball at his feet. But he's better than Chesney. With the ball at his feet. But Chesney hasn't let him down. He never does. He hasn't done since he joined the club. He's saying that it's just way to shoot the pass to the thing, the medium mountain. He's getting used to it. Meanwhile, keep playing about this. For swimming this? No, that only is punished. Do you want there's too many positional changes, don't you, from changing the last game that they played? Well, there are quite a few bits. So the right back is playing left back. And this back is playing right back. Just wonder why he couldn't let it be. There is Eric Garcia. That also stayed down. There was a foul on him. Hiratamir, that is a battle. It's two. Strong football. The City Heavyweights. It's just two on the outside of the lead. His lead should be okay. And not he likes injury and it's just showed him the up and he used to have recovered. Desperate for any opportunities and he wanted the well fun apart for his first choice. Centre back, which is very possible still. To Barcelona, which did tonight. I still work by Barcelona out in the back. Frankie de Jong, penalty for Rashford, finding them Balde out wide. Zidane is calling for it. The crowd appreciative of the emergency leading up to that cross, which wasn't great in the end from Balde. So we see goal scored by Lamine Yamal. The outlet tonight. See it's different for Alvaro Nunes, isn't it? Despite the fact that the let's believe that Lamine Yamal has got this comfort. In the goal and they get Hunter's through zone. So they had no trouble there. And did it a few minutes before that as well. So he's well, the old experience for him last week in the Clasico, wasn't it? Something doesn't look like it's affected him. And Izu Grayson, there's opportunity to get back out in football field. And it's like he's silencing him. Is Tebas. The defeated throw. He's done well to find that ball. The side tag. How's that? Thanks to here's techniques out. Yep. The Barcelona want to be advantage them when Frank de Jong got the ball. We'll see him at some point tonight, we think. So the connection Wednesday night in the Champions League away as well away to Burge. And it's not this Rashford. Still Rashford. They just ship up some of the words on BigMatchLaLiga. Faith he only particularly making a run, so they mix me off of this. That seems how they try to beat it against Barcelona by a high defensive line. And you think knows exactly what Elche going to do, how they're going to play. And they structured it to be in pass on to Frankie de Jong make one off the run to get himself into a double scoring position. So I'm not scoring for a long period of time. I'm really surprised he gets amongst the scorers this evening. What up? English Fermin. That's some Rashford. So. The deep crosses if I could down, finding him. Back to Lamine. Sado. I will find Eric Garcia stayed up, but now that may her way back. There is Eric Garcia with space to run into. Oh, once. So I did that as soon to Federan. Yeah, they just forgot about defending. Without playing, not in possession of the ball, Elche. So it's admirable when you see what they're trying to do, how they're trying to change the point that's after that. Steeping possession nicely, and they're almost dreaming chance to, but most of them have been offside. But even those of them have the ball, it's so easy, it's about to play through into midfield, stay away them into hard defence, and it's a problem for our team. That Shred finds that meeting. A bit of the time, didn't say the bubbles. Yeah, I mean, but he has to be wise enough then to realise that it was hardly unlikely he was going to be able to get the shot on target, take such control and keep the ball in the final third. But he does like to shot. That's straight to side in low prison. Want to not encourage him to keep shooting because he's really good in that part of his game. But that was the one choice. And I think they're punished for that foul on Baldo. And after early Slurrier's possession, so confident Elche. Game has changed now. Barcelona comes to me in control. Looking for more rows. It's all. So they're set. It's been helping you guys. It's a true defender. And foul on Rasamir. Play continues. Lamine. And two players in front of him. And that just about managed to defend the 18-year-old. So just edging possession. Since the usual taste home to newly promoted sides. At senior, Varas Christensen and Pedri watching on. So referee is going to be available starting Sasha Kurth. Sebastian Thibault up to that time's trading sessions. Here's Sebas. Ramirez is assisting down the left-hand side. It has been mentioned before that Barcelona have missed Senior enormously. Not just his goals, not just his assists, energy, the aggression he brings in the first line of pressing. It's amazing, isn't it, how he's turned his career around at Barcelona from a start of last season. Looks up possibility that the club from looking to selling, yes. They're very missed. And soon sends as well as that child and children of those shows. Fierce determination to initially stay at the top. And maybe it is some of the Barcelona for the teacher to try to shoot. It was become such an important dramatic translation. For the last season, I don't and assists. That's no astonishing. Who's made one of a tap tunes at the start of last season as well, and spoke about how that he just innovated this commitment to the cause. It's in for about back to Iñaki Peña. Charged down by Serran. Poofed forward by, I think, Gruber. So the little checks on the way back into this game. He's going to be different. It's a lot many teams come to you and open up and carve out chance after chance who scored numerous goals against Barcelona. Often seems threatening, so he would have liked to keep being the offside line, but there is offside, chance after chance. How do Elche find a way back into this game on justice? The first part would be to get to half-time without the scoreline being any worse, and be the first step for them. Match not given. Still plenty of time left to play. And Garcia finding some space. Here's Balde. Hiding on top of the challenge is Balde. The second one is doomed to be a foul. You can see why. And Alera putting Balde back. How they did get it forward consistently these opening 30 minutes or so. It is an back to Rashford. Rashford gets it back. Good position for a shot. So 1-2. Allison should be forward to Rashford, who's fouled it. They're just running into trouble. Always Steve from Atom Gruber, but it's Exuf. Near on chase. It's just a miss. Yeah, he reached away. Should be given as a pass. So, wayward pass from Neto. And then I said those back to Iñaki Peña. You see Iñaki Peña's deep mapped in his first half and went allowed at his penalty area because that's where he spends a lot of his time. Shayers city forward in this attack for Elche, and they'll stay forward because they've got a free kick. And Stebas brought down. So he called between himself. So I mean, tries to put that number of big players that Elche has. Seeing steals from the Austrian centre-back. It's ripped in, but straight at Chesney. Missed opportunity for Elche. Good shoots it is, Barcelona to break it. There's easily safe hands from Chesney under no pressure. Looking at him, needs to ball up to. Precious play there from Sedamins and we're in possession back. Fenamin throws sort of shot. It seems really fired up to this day in Fermin Lopez. The Sandstones, yeah, and Pikes and Sandstones to Barcelona as well. He's not easy. You choose to mention. Seeing there that even good once again, I have to say, well, that's what she's so funny. It's a time finish in the end. It was help on the defense. She'd have it when she and leads to it all. There's no falling. Whoops. But yes, if Penny against him toss to it, there's what it's really saying up here. And that's why Blues are arguing right on one jury. A lot deeply sorry. And three did not. Here's the other version. It's a bin so. Serious video Sismar, who is a referee in La Liga. It's his first season in the top flight of Spanish football. He was Rashford. Hill rounds. And our shot is running out of space. Marcus Rashford. There was a piece in one of the papers yesterday about Marcus Rashford and his impact on this Barcelona side. Saying the numbers are really good. You can't argue about 5 goals and 6 assists in all competitions. But then he hasn't necessarily been decisive in too many matches. The 2 goals against Newcastle in the Champions League notwithstanding. So there's 2 different schools of thought about how Marcus Rashford is doing. Look at the numbers and it's going well. Look at his actual contribution in matches that perhaps it hasn't been quite as important. Yeah, and I think he's fair to say that he's still early in his senior playing for Barcelona as a Barcelona player. He's benefited from the fact that Dustin's been injured and Rashford has been injured, so he's been the one that's been saved the ball. But I think he's doing okay. So I'd say 7 out of 10 at the very least. Here it is for Rashford. Just 1 lead goal. That team indeed 7-1 defeats the Sevilla, and a lovely goal it was, beautifully set up by Pedri. Pretty much the button it with sorry shovel that performance. Here's Teddy Ramos and just be quiet. A long shape. It's Tim Tooms, Leffingen. So then a safety net. Chipped forward by Iñaki Peña. 6 on. It's Valde. And first, yellow cards. Half the game is Frank to the Young is ball down. Not too many arguments from Matu Neto. Yeah. I thought changes to position is all intriguing to say the least. And then Sabadio. Well, Yunes has been playing one side, it's now time, and unless Pedro's left mate was playing left side, possibly of the 3 centre backs. Then the Delirium then he plays on the left, he's on the right. It was just about worked it out. 35 minutes, it's untidy, yeah. And it's glaring the obvious when they're out of position. And they're trying to win the ball back, and it does the nothing square peg to round holes. Who plays look competent, the Couture is complicated. And there's Sarabia is getting a talking to from the referee. Good tight to shake his hand. The referee wasn't having too much of it, just said, be quiet, made it sit down. Solution, get back. Is left to be is a technical area. It is Sarabia. It's not very loud in Madrid this evening. It hasn't been particularly loud in this stadium. That's large parts of Barcelona's stay here. Without a doubt, animation, the loud fans come a bit of the stadium from by here. So the atmosphere has really suffered. As a consequence, we've been able to hear the Sarabia on the touchline on a number of occasions. You can play like the side of Barca being kind of Barca 10 hand. They're going to reach Titan and then circumstances as well. Play some of the much still big a lot in season and some news around these. Is in the CampNou at start and be in the CampNou at start would be in that atmospheric stadium that they used to play in. You got pretty has to go defense if they consider players. Some of these players haven't played yet in the CampNou. They joined their club and they've been playing. It's just been their home stadium. And Jules Koundé, it's loading it in towards Marcus Rashford. And they're just wanting to sit up comfortably for Marcus Rashford. Tried to control it. Got the shot away. Set behind. That well gives them one on just about team showing as the cross beats all of the Elche defenders. Which also makes it just needed a cycling the Elche defender. They need to take out now. Come out, especially when he was unable to do that, and then shoots get looking. So it's Clint the back post and Kitsada. Against somebody, 2 shots blocked there. 2 really good openings for Barcelona. Here's Kunde. Chipped on by Eric Garcia. He's set down. Still fed down. Nancy Pena. Instead of the second attempts. Gift alterties against Barcelona over a few set pieces where he's mountain play, able to Humphrey gets shots away and down. Nancy Pena far too busy. But done that. Call them out twice to the far post each count, couldn't they, on both occasions? He seems to think more the key for his team to get this out. So to wrap this game, I'll take it. This played here by Elche. Volkamas Chesney. Sebas tried to control. Same time for a foul, which Mival is confused about. There's no news. So Sebas. Sebas again. Think sharp in line here midfield, say this. On the ball. Usually joined Barcelona. It's a youngster, Ale Sebas. He is from Catalonia, I understand. He joined Real Madrid and spent 7 years in the Real Madrid Youth Academy. Steve Warnes, Elche's standout players this season, Ale Sebas. One is disappointing one. This was probably where they was offside and doesn't make an attempt to get on the end of it. He looks free through Martel. Vicenas once again looking to the run of Ratamir. The Dobigas throwing. Giving their bat into Pena. Nathan Gruber under pressure. Again skipping away from one player, but the pressure from Fermin. That's nicely worked. There is space here for Ratamir, who might be throwing goal. Ratamir goes the goal and finds the back of the net. Terrific finish from Ratamir. And Elche, out of nothing, find themselves back in this game. But have carried a threat. Ratamir, we criticised him earlier for being in a similar position and taking so long, not being decisive. Too many things going through his mind. Needed him to record though, actually. His lesson is exactly what he does here. Whatever Rauho, it's going to be an error from him. Is the goal. These are now to stand. Elche do after Gorbit as well. I mean, they play on the upside on the half line. Like West Ham, Zinich on the half when he spins in the channel. Welder Brown, he's then has to do better defensively. He has to get closer, closer than that. And he has to make sure that they shot these blocks. Doesn't allow Rafamir's side of goal. Ratamir can see then he's flying up his options, but his sides of entry is far too easy to stop from when a Brauho's defended. The one that had over Geb. That's during the game. It seemed unlikely. Shouldn't have passed on Gabeted the siege to stall the next Laliga. But they had turkeys. If they managed to keep on side, that always going to cause a problem. And I think they have. I'm not sure what is being checked in. Whatever it was. This is the like indeed a goal. Standing. Complacently defended from oh my god. The blank really shoe minute the side gets. This is another attack. And it doesn't have to be dealt with. I should give that plenty of credit to David Attenberger as well in the build-up. Yeah. Under pressure, and he did make a mistake down here. Similar circumstances. It's a very tired, you see him doing that. I'm sure Barcelona well had a things to play in well. Such little things like that not letting him down, and did in his quest to become a first choice centre back under Hansi Flick. It was such a word even if it's offside or not, and descendants in wish of blood. And you might show he blood's quite easy shot to Bath. I was surprised, was Adam was surprised that Rasimir was able to bend it around other output. This will be Bush who shares the goal. Chip himself back in this game while it was 2-0. He felt that was still a contest. A third goal would all but have killed it. Cameraman focusing on how Kubavsi. Since the young getting forward and finding Seban out to Lamin. It's the with the back heel to Kunde. Just about to it by Patabuado. So I've got at least to the 48th minute in this first half. But we're getting over Elche, and I did something like that done to get new blocks before half time. Then we said we're bored of him. And it's to get to win the goal at Barcelona. De Jong turning into space, siding Rashford. Back to French De Jong. Outside and he made it because of space. And it's an extraordinary finish from Ignac. Well, an extraordinary save from Ignac Pena. And the finish from Fernan should have been more technical in that position. They have Rubius in the nick on it as well. So I'm sure it serves. Sharp, maybe not. Yeah, it's an excellent save from Ignac Pena. So easy to pass on to point going down the middle of the centre back. Showed more urgency, but maybe they lacked the urgency when they were headbutting goals. Didn't might set him in. So against Ada also. Single. She's a different thing to the young. Not too many complaints in the finish with Ferran Torres. There was a touch right from her. From doing about Ferran Torres is aiming for the corner, isn't he? I think if there isn't a touch, I think people be beaching the FK Penny up there. Space here for Balde. Rashford is outside. Oh, he was. Dupes in this first half, Barcelona might kill the decision making in the final third. That's been the best. That's a close one again as well. Players having shots or made it. That's options of pass to create that tier of opportunity. And the arm on the thing on. Should see him in the second half. Instead, brings it forward. Lamine is calling for it. There is Lamine Yamal. And he turned it down. It's the final action of the first half. There's been an intriguing game. Elche started really well. Barcelona scored 2 quick goals. Lamine Yamal breaking the deadlock. Ferran Torres doubling their advantage. Elche getting themselves back into the game. A goal from Rafa Mir. It is finally boys at the break with Barcelona leading Elche. No, here, Troy, it is Terry Gibbs watching this game. And alongside Terry, it has been a funny old game. We've seen Barcelona dominate. We've seen Elche dominate, as they see. So the illustrious players unavailable to Barcelona this evening. And what are you expecting in a second? Well, you're up to it has been a really interesting game. And Elche started off the game in last possession. And they were who've been 2-3 sort of research the amount of positional change to Enes Suabia had made. They complicated things for Barcelona. This Barcelona took Ginzig game and that was stake in that first 10 minutes, but I was thinking it's far too easy for Barcelona's sector to get to the second third. That was through the take Myanmar one short 9 minutes and Torres 2 minutes later. Then you think it is going over and it's just a question of Barcelona. And we're cracking on the goals, yeah. And they became complacent with it. They helped them when he's Barcelona team. They look poor in the decision making in the front. Third players having shot. They shouldn't ask. No, didn't. And then today the bottom, not. And before making the choices. And it didn't finish the game off. It didn't wrap the game. It didn't take the game completely away from Elche. And then poor defending from Araujo. It just fell in the 41st minute just before half-time. Near that, there's some the opportunity to running behind, but for me, it was in his own half of the Barcelona playing a ridiculous offside trap. And then, Araujo has third bait, so he has to get there and he has to make sure it does sell and out this finish. And I'm surprised, and he has to be close, he has to be shaped. It's obvious that Rafa me and they're trying to bend it. So it's to fall a signal, and he has to be in a position that's an obvious plot. He's able to get past them. It gets past Chelsea. Now Chen making the game. So, Hanshi flanking. I mean, it's Sarabia. In contrast, it's at his rabbit place. You've seen statistically, all back in the game, of course, but just the one goal depths in. And she flipped I think irritates him by the fact that he's saying, what as professionals, they should have been. They should have had this game unloaded. Well, I can think that. And that's well, Elche stands me with all to it. What? Clinch game out. He seemed like help got challenge. You love it on draw and let's come through earlier in the season. Draw it severe. Is going to be a change with Lamid does that something on to post Martin Neto. Tonight, I said in midfield. Drew Hamid does that and was away with the Spain, the 21 team, and on the 20 team rather, the World Cup. For Elche, 10 and players, they have had a midfield for them. These have started today. Cruising, the running list. So there we go. The money change. The 100 break. Then does have like Sumati Message was beside that and the yellow card. Basic so too glad that 20 years of age. Yep. There is a it's Redondo on the bench for Elche. Is Federico Redondo, son of Jose Jones. Fernando Redondo. Federico featured too much tall this season for Elche. He did play midweek in the Copa del Rey and score. Elche were in action in the first round of the Copa del Rey. 1-0. There's this tier side. There's Gavas. Barcelona not playing the Copa del Rey. They won a 4 teams and decided Super Cup. There's space there for Marcus Rashford. He is again behind the defence and into the penalty area. And can he find the pitch? He turns. The flag stays down. And that should have been a third goal for Barcelona. This is exactly the same as we saw in the first half. Although, I thought initially that it was going to be offside. I understand why the officials allowed the play to continue. But we can't see indicative what we saw. And Rashford again. It's his choice to go for the goal, to go for the far post. Again, there's 2 or 3 players in the better position where another pass, an additional pass, then it's a tap into someone. There is that Sebas. It's into the north, the ball forward. My big Silva, Rathambir, switching it over to a Herman Malera. And who's that laid out? Plenty of players forward for Elche. Mendoza can't get on the end of that hoe. To hit by Eric Garcia. But Elche. By two. Namiensi played the end. Similar going about. Shooting a ball forward. Remember had to commit for one away to Barcelona. And last victory against Barca came in 1974. To hear the fans chanting the name of Robert Lewandowski as he joins a group of players warming up for Barcelona. This shows you it's critical of us that I don't drop points in this game, isn't it? It's when scoring so early goals and he became untidy, offensively and defensively. Well, here it is, Rafa again. Dudia's on the opener. Dudia's getting dead. One in a corner. It's pretty good place now. Chain. Good courage. But Shine getting players into its acute as it shoots. And take the corner. Away by Rashford. And as far as Febas, he looks to keep the move alive. Which a great looking ball in, just a bit too close to Chesney. That's a blood of punished. Vargas Stephen. What are you talking to? Yeah, it was an athlete. Chesney could have thrown it out. Spot the pressure being applied. Fair by set around, although the distribution wasn't great. And she's like good habits of Barcelona. When they went to, just go and shoot goals in twice 2 or 3 minutes in command of the game. Good habits. Should have seen them increase that rate. It's a bit running from BarcaVsElche. Their lips to continue. That's what's strong. Hey, looking up. It'd be SD3, right? So I thought Passion was boosting out the paging of him. Just for a second, they're black kids, isn't it? There is Mendoza. And the call in for it. Right start to the second half from Elche. It started the first half very well as well. Valera up to Mendoza. And then Zinton always me headed away by Kunde. Man. Honey, so that into Kunde. Didn't seem to be too much in that. This person sitting right behind both. Coming up, Joe. Yep, telling this first 10 days. Some legendary handball. Does that mean it's a handball that you don't ever know? Still, I think the idea was to have a quality ball. If any of us do. Schimpfen wird natürlich in Deutschland, ja. Without a doubt, and everything important to that. So some easy failed chance to positions. To an easy failed chance to Strupson. Second play. There's some meanies through here. Lazy out third. Marcus, what is third? I think almost everybody viewed that as offside. The G needs to be offside. Chip back on side, I mean. Difficult first time pass, yeah. In behind, it's like sort of run. But again, that's what's thinking from Barcelona. That final pass, you didn't see if he probably thought he was up this side, he probably was shot. It's just from how to does the rotations out. That attack has been on to Barcelona. It's been onside. And the players in attacks, it's nice positions, made the wrong choices. And I was charging through that. Says this Terrence didn't go very far. They even have this poor feed life Sanchez. If any poor them covered itself as usual. Should them take control now. Smart to the ball. Elche winning possession back. Sebas. You can see at the bench now, seeing out this town changed the dynamic of the game. It's the giant strides forward. To Rashford. Still Rashford. Falls to Lamine. Solid defending from Álvaro Núñez. Just stop choosing it down the left side, so Rashford down the right side with the Lamine. Okay, standing side. Setting the block, making sure that defender and the one against Lamine. So that closing down from Barcelona that we listed, Sultan Suklik has been heads up. It's non-existent in this match tonight. Here's Mendoza. Andre Silva. There's Rafa Mir with the shots. So close to an equaliser, Rafa Mir. United work by Elche. Rafa Mir in acres of space, trying to cut it into the top corner. And he really wasn't far away. As indeed takes the press up. Just it, great. Perfect, certainly does now. It's not partnership infield. Skins to top of the bar. Was she on the path? Oh, Springs a trophy. Well, there is Stacey different to De Jong to run into. Here's Rashford once again. Still Marcus Rashford. Had options. Decided to hold on to the ball. For one back final that I also. And there's certainly no pass. Barcelona attempting to swing the momentum their way because the Chilem has swung in Elche's favour at the start of the second half. And I mean, difference has had than finding him. More pass though as Pedro Bigas strides forward. 35-year-old centre back round. An unexpected run. There's something good about but I mean, that's seen it to win. It's very little midfield players, very little position midfield for me to see. I think can take their chances, both brain chances. It's entertaining to watch, but it'd be far from more kinds of sick ones. No idea attempt to call from Rashford out to be nothing at this time and time. First, it's a team out, and there's been some of the occasions, not just Rashford, it's a lot of as well. Well, posh chicks that are a little bit selfish. It's a bunch of times, though. In what pass does it sound that easy to actually create the chance that is true? So selfish is not seeing the bigger picture. I'm not sure. How they 2-1 possession back. Is that near that? So Silva bringing it up him wanting the foul. When it's going to see Robin Lewandowski, you do think this coming out. They have actually found Torres. So he's very much always had there's me excellence in long time either. They do have a Champions League game somehow. Tutsi around the Elmo, the change in the sense for position, yeah. Let's see how many minutes if it wants to give Lewandowski's way along his CampNou. It's a play there after 2 league matches. Here is Nunez. That's a me. So the always Santa 3 makes sure any time that's wide open possession back. Kind of made seems to instead of assisting him too much. This social that's on there. So sorry, Steve Robson, man. After the initial challenge. To view has been found himself in so many good positions, hasn't been just an ignored. From Joyce, likewise. Unless Frank of the Elephant named him with the pass, he's been in hard. It's the two that should wide place, and I'm saying more about this match with the minimal. I would say from in low pace as well. Still guilty, we'll see the bigger picture. I'm trying to say that BarcelonaVsElche. Yeah, MVP games. Since then they're going into his bedrooms, there's no doubt about that. So tested on so games plays complete and different type of player. If he does retain possession, does wins a ball by more than any of the Barcelona player in show. Free balls and centimeters are Rashford. Fires it on. Mr. And then makes no mistake. Marcus Rashford. The assist from needed. It's a goal. It's got a long time coming. When it does, it's a spectacular finish from Marcus Rashford. It's his second goal. The end of that Liga. Marcus Rashford. So. It was a fine finish against Sevilla. The second is an even better one against Elche. The 2-goal advantage restored. Eder Sarabia once again is feeling frustrated and see the side make the brute starts to a half against Barcelona. Im Schöngetrauen train by Elche Satan standing in the shoot of under never take out. Student leaves they can, so a chance of soon. What left him open at the back? The important sits to not pass on the shoulder and puts name down. Elmo sit so keep tight now to pace your feet to get the result. 2-goal advantage. Did see an absolutely true shot of Barcelona to get that side. It's still not done. You'll see much more comfortable now. And that's it. Nothing sort of foul there. I think they're just about to be here. And kick forward. The just wonder with Elche, we have seen sides who have been promoted to the top flight of football is Hay and in other divisions as well, playing a certain way and sticking to that philosophy, and it not necessarily going particularly well. Started brilliantly for Elche, unbeaten first 7 matches, but LiveMatch isn't up to that. 1 point, some 12 now. And the manager will not traves the way to head back. Yeah, don't take your shirt out. You should watch at the children. There's position shown to support. He said, good day. There's spaces opening up for Barcelona. Still almost finding them in with that first time pass. He's 2 W's right now, can't see. Offside, turn of his styles. Big fish now. Scored of the top of films. They could come to place and you can have showing the side starting. Give it up, Jake and Torrickman. Well, assumption is that they've been a turn on his style when it's going to be that's 25 minutes for Elche. If Ashford 7 Fun 3 all on the score sheet tonight for Barcelona. Stephanie Olma appears to come on. That is for Fermin. It's had a big impact in this game tonight. Fermin. The pace in noises, thanks to games and then put-ups. He plays a quiet game, does he? I mean, Lopez, it's always having shelter goals. Been a one of these postmen. Sit down the Elmo, why he's been out injured. I'm going to help the substitutes for Elche as well. And then he was then at the foot, who was on loan from Barcelona. Never Santiago the other. Also trying to go around Balde. And signing De Jong. Wide, so Rashford. De Jong continuing his own. Ashford's done down. Elche playing on. Bello playing. Moment of no actions. Well, she doesn't have to get out of voters and it's not nothing to got chance. Yep, and he needs to see less wings. It's a different thing. He's being dealt out. Kid Rocha. And Forstall. Forward work to Jem for there. Well, now Barcelona put the ball now. Decides to stay down. And Hopkins has gone down as well. He had a chunk his by Peter in the. That's a touch of hope. Yeah. That's it, mate. Most of the players down. Pedro beat has his, so it's just them. So the game in this injury, so Pedro beat this. See, I just said something on. This is a bad thing. So sensible. And he's let's mingle. Who knows where they got to be playing at this system? This is about to play. Who's Jones? Getting some mess in the absence time. Just need it. It's up. So here's a boost down his ball. Dance here. Supposed another bonus on Barcelona. Family members do that nearly they need. So the finish from Marcus pressure goes outside, then joins up. Losing to Holmes, the near post up at the head of Nyaki Pena, off the underside, and about spectacular finish. And he shoots. So it pass line and power of reaches. Elche, which already seen there, but Mir gets an opportunity to stack on in. Was enough time for Elche to rather unlikely equaliser. So we still have to be careful. Sorry, had man Lena growing off to be replaced by Diago Santiago. And Rodriguez is going off. Well, here's one of their phones. Yeah. Ball reception. So high Barcelona and support this is onto the pitch. Soon. Back to 4 players because there's not a centre back. Neither is Pedrosa, neither is Hernandez. I was just thinking of the 3 fullbacks in the like to do was see move. It's the only one. I'll say I'm saying nothing about this this. None of this like me. We is on the step to be on the wrong side for them. So I've seen it work successfully. I'm wondering if that is Rabbit who is now eventually the same deal. Fullbacks. Inverted fullbacks. So it was offside. So that is on. If you're playing against the minimum, you're worth just like a new playing in the left back. The minimum comes inside, he's coming onto your stop the thought. So I get the thinking behind him. Pretty sick coaches do it occasionally. Sam has helped to enter forward. First thing to do with the guys who have set his done and virtually some back and then advantage. He didn't really go club sides. Searching plans to me that night. So there's one of those plans, South DT. What? Mal doesn't track back. The name's touching across. Some news. Find your man. It's side post. Some Diablo is sounded out a bit there. Space is beginning to open up as Rashford comes forward, but find Fairbairn. Sebas. Down wide. 2 back to 4. Stints his eye off the ball, but keeps it in play. There's Andre Silva. Fonts wins a corner. And this starts we see North and sure. Benji being this every time. But no, it's on its way back beneath the result. It's neutrally. it would be important for them to get him as playing time under his belt, and so they use another possible replacement during this period that the information they shoot is going to be with Silver this 11 Dutchgate. Was that Jad Matthew as well? Here is Default with the shot. With a run to Elche for a Default. Maybe isn't going quite as he would have wanted. He's only made 3 appearances so far this season. But excited back shots. This team was going on a long shot on Madame and Dusty. That's Marcus Hursted. He's turning left for Lewandowski. We see Hunting, we see Thevan. Switch over to that side. The sexy size with his performance tonight. First home goal. Barcelona shirt in La Liga. Here's the pace final by Lewandowski. I like them, I'd change it. Let's try how they are to that Martin on. So we'll see how that one. Dridi is coming on. The Moise around him lays to 5 minutes and something like that. It's a bit short. He's an Andre here, we're last year, and how the world where he has shoot himself on fortune. They should start some season. Just being the cover striker. Sterling, young place, 21. Has potential. There is Samir. So they had a hat-trick side. The strength from Jad Fatim. Safety to Enric Garcia. Pass was well read by Hatamir, who's been everywhere tonight. Here's Aguado to Alvaro. Still Alvaro Garcia, let him. Rodrigo rather, first his way forward. Again, Elche recovering possession, high up the pitch, and keeping the pressure on. And again, he was untidy position of Blake from Bashar Northern Turco. He was very Calcio initially, and Ferentz always trying to up to Boss. See if Sam Gadwell floated in towards from here. It's another good chance for Elche's number 10. So the shades out of some ducks and rum in Divine. Chelsea's in there, the far post. Oh, didn't let some ears of wind. Stop our Hutchin Chesley. The look of Stu's but the day. Playing charge is still 5 minutes center position. Mostly just sending him in the alleys, different about to the left. Sick. We'll maybe sit to hear piece at analysis of this game. But he thought the breed up most managers wouldn't tell us the truth, but the Larry said 7 and a chance to the 4th here, laid up for Lamine. He's it over. And that's it, been game over. Let's then tries and high out the house and said, "4 pounds." Ferran Torres does well. The Jesus set up. They're always looking for a teammate now. It's maybe slightly over thick in terms of weight on the pass to Media Martin. Establish an easy fish. Didn't fun Victor far great looking blow. Just too much on it for Rafa Mir. No, she wasn't far away from making a decent contact. But it's another chance for Elche. Thinks that Endoson giving up far too many challenges. It's offside. And it's very, very close. His knee was actually was in his stride. The Sputnik, Rafa Mir, I think, was in an offside position. Here is Rafa again. Simas. Osido by Eduardo. See for Rafa and finding him. Now centre thought. But easily dispossessed. Barcelona look to come forward. The Pedrosa's won it back. Mendoza saw the runner Santiago and was pointing where he wanted to pass. Frankie de Jong off the ball. He should actually same place. The tidy siege up. It should be easy for that time to keep possession. During the cheap one, they will very much take that chances. Clear punch the big, give them the button away, treat them. And she thanks you today, pal. So if I was like, I mean, we've said the right things. You've said it was teamwork. You had that team that had lighted up. What's the be the champion? People would be pointing out these images. These things made persistently tonight. That's how you turn it. And advancing. Finding Mendoza. What? Santiago. See nervous whistles around Madrid. Barcelona on the back foot defending this 3-1 lead against Elche. Sebas. No foul. I thought it was 2 meters away. Boy, he's given away cheaply back to Elche. Straight to the other back, actually, doing the ball boy. There was a little attack on the ankle, wasn't there? You know what? Both sides of players there. If they follow it here, it's still worth the reads. It's a plunge call. It's up this plunge. Some of those we're seeing there, but it's allowed the play to continue. I still give up up. It's the same now. It's just one center. I still like to keep the sections. Jumped on this trouble on night. Perfect. Oh, Chayu parts. Genuinely dominating possession, aren't they, in this last 10-minute spell that we've had? Since Barcelona got their third vote. Off goes Pedrosa. On comes John Donald. Come on, Reese, the centre back, who has played. If you look at the last 2 matches from Barcelona, struggling to think of a really strong performance in the last couple of months. Last week against Real Madrid, admittedly it's the Clasico. They're up against a very good team. It wasn't brilliant. They did beat Olympiacos in this stadium in the Champions League 6-1, but that scoreline, it doesn't tell the story of the game. They look pretty shaky some nice parts of that game. They lost to Girona. There might be a chance here for Lewandowski. Didn't lose to Girona, but they needed a late goal to beat Girona 2-1. They lost to Sevilla. It's now moving up some difficult situation with media mal. Bit upset with I'm still down though. Losing out, and they dust out. They need to switch it into space. They're looking for Rafa Mir. It's a terrific ball, and it's found Rafa Mir. However, trying to get a bit tighter to him now. Elche still carrying its rates into the last 2 minutes. And so in the last 2-1 to PSG in the Champions League, they already beat Real Sociedad here 2-1. They had to come from behind to beat Oviedo. The last time Barcelona played really well at the game. It's a 3-0 win against Getafe on the 21st of September. So they might still win this game 4-5-1 and see for this result that people will say, they've won 5-1 similarly to the Champions League count. Yes, the other step. And it's the manager to open them, the known show. To deal with the deficiencies, it's easier for Spain to do that. They are far from someone. Maybe now they can't keep possession. Barcelona restrain, please keep them possession. Keep them on the style. The opposition and you're chasing around. They're trying to get the ball back from that chance. Of course, the caveat to one of that is that they've been missing a huge number of players throughout that run. Big players have been out. Obviously, Rafinha first. Two choice goalkeepers are Pedro's missing today. Dusty's been missing. They'd almost been missing. Get some bits. Smart. Given by Rafa Mir. And same as Samir, might not be Sturos. Give a shout for MVP again. Well, here's, he's been really effective to last more than who strike him. Chicken circumstance here. Elche, 1 point in the last 3 games, newly promoted. Plus, about his post started to lead the Lions. Exactly what he did. His side. He thought Silva was big boy. But suddenly, so he hasn't been his word, but challenge to send the ball up and Spanish down more. This turns out all. So an hour into the last 5 minutes of this game. Doesn't that mean ships in fire? Lewandowski twisting, turning, getting the shot away. It's blocked. That's the ball fun. It was a run. It's a good day a little bit earlier on in I've noticed. It didn't go for. So I thought that. That's this gonna they find out a couple of minutes. So the start is Trent Hilton. It says Chabit is used. Bad guy. Hi. That's the young 7. I'm only surprised by now wasn't gone because, not victory. You nailed full Welsh St. Young not tested him. So what the tough Richard? It's actually that was putting on. And the good with it for not the lower rest points of the diminished so start thing. It's measures. To deal into the race time to replace Moftesada. Team up the players that might be able to fit in that position. Doesn't seem to be there was someone obvious ones. Eric Garcia can play now. Is that for the midfielder? I was wishing was a part of it in place to get not then had nerve and it's so night things to be fightable. It's needed. I feel like another game watcher advantage to get the lights are done. Down that's about how he's really that put I can't find 90 minutes views. 22 years based. Was opening towards John Donald. Took the diving header out. Stills. Defeats of Fornus. That is Sarabia. Two double attempts on the scenes of us. It had that kind play. There's new one as if the I know that I thought I was placed high. Don Fernandez. He started well in the mean in this game. Some dashes of brilliance, a goal, and he's gotten quieter and quieter. Yeah, but I mean, the first 10 minutes, the first few times he got the ball, he was absolutely brilliant. And we know he's a brilliant footballer. Yes. Here we take the Fox for Elche, continuing to attack. Rasamir out wide. Falls to Fox. Tag is raised. And so ticked into the final minute, past the 90. There's some time beat Cramp. LigaMatch had two just side points behind Real Madrid. Early in the season, so comparisons to be made. But at this moment in time, Real Madrid had a session that happens, making light work of nudge the opponents to come their way. Barcelona has shown us to their way through this season. Actually, this first season of the club getting better and better. She mentions stop it. The speed of ball since we've seen it with Barcelona. And last season, Barcelona had a disappointing November. And how's he think to use another adjective to describe it? You really nicked up on you 1 point from 9. They've just had an underwhelming October with 3 points. Lost 4-9. Certainly going to start November this season with a victory. Slides, additional minutes. Of course, consequences change, but Barcelona do go victory into their own stadium. That changed the dynamic of the season as well. Just looking on that, they're modern instrument to have sheep teams in terms of the players that have been missing. The Pascal was a disappointing result, but it could have been worse. 2-1. We've had stiff. There were missing significant players in that match. And I really genuinely believe he's going to be a touch waste. Those always instead of very end. And it could go either way. Where'd you live in? Stopped. Yes, that sounds like. Check up. It is only matchday 11. Last season there were 7 points behind Real Madrid going into matchday 22. It ended up having the lead become. And these famous adding with De Jong had that impressive performance tonight for Elche and Estebas. The Barcelona should have had more. So should have Elche. I think they would my clients. Pump forward. That's the incident to just Bob's jab hunting. Chin untidy. zone mark. So that's had too much impact on the games coming on. Just a flip shot who seems to avoid that into the actions. He's fragile. She planned on something. Just worried. So offensively, no dancing quality. Spread, said Gruber. That's too easy. Well, that's not something like that. If they get to put play, they will do striker hard. I need to have play you out instead of just she was chumped the previous and tried to have. So that's extreme for her, no doubt about that, until she spoke it. We said about Dean Forces and Rafinha as well. These are infectious. So we does it from the front, it's banked up by two legs, it's bent up and through the players. And it's Tim Day on the ball. Swaff and teams come here. They have more possession than Barcelona, but Elche just edging with possessions. Not that able. They have great comfort. That is their fans. They'll show you how they've approached the game tonight. And they're in good shape, aren't they? Good sense of points takes it at this stage of the season. Some surprising things that have been down. So was the bond believed that they didn't expect, and Charlotte kindly bottom of the league, still down the bottom. Well, it's just that they've struggled, that they're on the up now. So winning the best derby since the Vega on the move again now as well. Knowing down the betting scene at 12 and 30 per month, so you're finding life tough. And just points picked up by Elche at this stage of the season. Gives me team more than so far, names the mini. But a healthy position. They come into this game tonight, hoping to get something. They did not expect it. Came in as massive underdogs, and it's up a decent show. It is grabbing and taking positives. They weren't taking any points from this game. Barcelona repeated. Elche made 3 goals to 1 in the medium hour. Said I thought I said Marcus Rashford scoring for the hosts. Nothing yet to being Elche. Some hope on the stroke of half time. So they're ultimately proving too strong. Marcus Rashford chose him as MVP of the game, having scored his second league goal.